Welcome to today's Strengths Conversation. My name is Jane Liebecker. I'm coming to you from Seattle, Washington, and I am an Eddie Villa certified coach specializing in the Clifton Strengths.
Awesome. My name is Monetta Fields. I am joining you from Laurel, Maryland. I too am an Eddie Villa certified coach, and we love to use the Gallup Strengths Assessment as an awesome tool in our coaching business. And today we welcome.
I am Paulette Webb, and I hail from Michigan. And I am in the process of becoming an Eddie Villa certified coach.
Yay!
Yay.
We love that.
Really close.
That's amazing. So, Paulette, can you share with us what your dominant domains are?
Yep, I have 3 of them actually. I am a relationship builder, I am a strategic thinker, and I am also an executor.
Nice.
What does that
And
mean?
so what that means is I love to do everything in a way that honors my desire first to connect with God and to connect with the right people. I love to think and think and think some more and create and learn. And I love to make sure that things are done the right way. And in my estimation, that means God's way.
Awesome. We love that. Love that. So, how did you learn about strength?
Oh my goodness. I don't exactly remember where I initially learned about strengths. I just, remember being kind of really excited about it and uh, digging into it. I see what I had kind of wrote down for this, but it was just one of those kind of things where anytime you're excited about something, and I didn't know why I was excited about it, but I just started telling and telling and telling and telling people. But again, I'm not really sure where I learned about it, but I just knew I loved it and had to know more.
And you're still learning about it.
Yeah, I am still lifelong learning.
So today we're talking to you about your input strength. Where is that in your top 10, Paulette?
It is my number 1.
Number 1. Cool.
I love that. And so, for those who may not be aware of how Gallup describes this strength, I'm going to read what they say about it. People exceptionally talented in the input theme have a craving to know more. Often they like to collect and archive all kinds of information. Is that how it shows up for you?
Oh yes, gathering more information. Yeah, I often refer to myself as an information junkie.
So if input is your number 1, what is your number 5 or your anchor strength?
My number 5 is harmony.
Okay.
Like that.
Mhm.
So, can you give us an example of how you actually use your input strength?
Um, yeah, it's kind of like on autopilot. I'm just naturally inquisitive. Um, and again, I use it to gather information on all kinds of things that interest me. Um, use it to gather information for other people that can be beneficial for them. Um,
That's good.
so kind of an example of how I'm using it right now. And I'm just gonna like turn my head for a second so I can read what I wrote down here. Using it to pinpoint and narrow down my niche right now.
That's what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
So cool. So we know that your number 5 strength we call the anchor strength, and that it's a really important strength. And so how do you think your harmony at number 5 influences your input strength?
It's really interesting. In the process of preparing for this, I was really falling in love with my harmony strength, which I was kind of wrestling with.
Oh.
And it truly is an anchor strength for me, because harmony is all about that peace and calm. And my input has this tendency to want to gather so much, even to the point of exhaustion and kind of that disharmony. And so the harmony really anchors that input for me to help calm it down and say, okay, you have enough information, Paulette. You don't need any more input right now. And it's not to say that I stop gathering information altogether, because it's who I am. But it helps to kind of tone it down to where, like, okay, yep, I have enough information on that. Now it's time to do something with that input, that information.
I love that. So with that being shared, can you tell us what you really like about input?
I love the inquisitiveness. I love the curiosity of it. The desire to know, and especially when it comes to people, because of being a relationship builder, that desire to really learn about other people and understand them. So it's not just about, learning to understand myself. For me, it's about learning to understand other people and gathering that information. And because I'm a person of faith, and because it's so important to me, it's like I love to gather like prayers, even of how can I pray for you, and kind of build those connections and those relationships that way, with gathering that information about people of, where they're struggling.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that is beautiful. So Paulette, what would you say to somebody who's sitting on the fence about taking this Clifton Strengths Assessment?
Again, I'm going to read this. Knowing and understanding your strengths has really become essential for me. And again, as I'm honing my niche and figuring out who I'm talking to and how to communicate with them, this has, again, it's become one of the strengths. It's become one of those things that I never knew I needed until I had it. And, that's one thing that I would say to people. People could easily dismiss strengths because they don't know the value of knowing their strengths. So I wanted to share something that a couple of weeks ago, I woke up having this thought of, especially for Christians, that you better know what your strengths are, and, get your full report. Because even if you don't know what your strengths are, the enemy of your soul does. And he will use it against you. And so that's kind of become a thing for me just recently, even, of really beginning to understand, how do I explain strengths to other people? And that was just kind of a light bulb moment for me, even just recently, of how do I share this with people? Especially, the people in my niche, Christian women, of how to share it without giving them too much input, without fire hosing them. But for me, it came down to that simple statement of just, why is it important to know? Because even if you don't know what they are, your strengths are, the enemy of your soul does.
Okay. Wow.
That is powerful. We love that. Thank you for sharing,
Thank
Paulette.
you.
You're welcome.
You really, oh, that's good. Just add that.